The GVIS lab is very important to NASA work, especially these days, as we look to new technologies to enable us to do things in new and exciting ways.
We mainly visualize many different engines, aircrafts, space station, etc. for NASA so that engineers or scientists can have a better visualization of what they're working on.
It existed since the 80s. We've been visualizing a ton of different data from the aeronautical test facilities we have on site, ranging from material science, acoustic testing, computational fluid dynamics, and integrating them through different mediums such as augmented reality, virtual reality, and ultimately it's a great way of visualizing this technology for internal use cases and even for technical engagements with the public.
There's two roles that it can play. We can use it for explaining projects to the public or key stakeholders, but at the same time we want to make use of the visualization so that it enables researchers and engineers to better understand their data and their models. All this data is 3D, so it should be viewed in 3D, and people should be able to interact with it and immerse themselves so that they really get a better understanding of the data. There was a person named Jay Horowitz who was here and had done visualization at college, and he was the mastermind behind creating the GVIS lab. Back in the day, it was more about doing lots of video, so creating videos of data from test facilities or simulations. But over time, as VR became a thing, the GVIS lab invested in that heavily, so that the graphics and visualization lab was one of the first labs probably anywhere who was doing VR. The lab did a lot of visualizations for researchers who were presenting papers and things like that at conferences. They wanted really nice visualizations of their data and results. That eventually morphed into a world where people wanted us to use VR technologies to explain things to the public. The GVIS lab has been very interested in doing STEM outreach for its entire history, really. We've always had lots of tours come in.
We participate in events such as the NASA Space Symposium. We have plenty of free days over at the Science Center and Visitor Center for Glenn. We also visit a ton of different local libraries. We visit local schools. We visit a ton of different STEM related events.
We have these headsets and visualizations, and by attracting people that way we can lead them into actually discussing the technologies and missions and things that we're visualizing.
I think visualization is a very powerful tool to help the public connect back to NASA, because these very complex ideas and concepts can be visualized through mediums that the public mostly understands, like virtual reality and augmented reality.
NASA has always generated a lot of data, but even more so now, there's a lot more data, there's a lot more in 3 dimensions, it's higher fidelity, and for researchers and engineers to understand the data that's gathered or created through code or 3D models of technologies that they're designing for aircraft and spacecraft, they need ways to visualize all this. There's just no way that you can understand the details and the complexity of things without it.
Welcome to GVIS!